Hmm.
Hmm.
Wow.
Oh, hello.
Just looking at our expense reports for Getting Real.
Yes, 3 pages. Wolf, yeah.
It's all for zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes and microphones.
Yeah.
Go through
Lots of
There are way too many microphones here.
We've broken a few.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Zach's broken a few.
Yeah, Zach did it.
We like to talk about movies. Sometimes we don't talk about the people in the movies enough.
You gotta celebrate the actors.
And the actresses. Maybe we'll do directors one day.
When Zach comes back, we'll do best dogs.
You gotta do the best animal actors. That's fair. But today we're gonna talk about probably a lot of people's favorite actor.
Yeah.
It's definitely your parents' favorite actor.
Dude, for sure your dad's favorite actor.
Your dad loves this dude.
Yeah.
We're talking Denzel Washington.
King Kong ain't got nothing on him.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
The greatest thing about Denzel is that you know what you're going to get every time.
Every time.
But you're still amazed by it.
Well, even, it's a dude that, like you said, he's Denzel. At this point, he's too big.
Yeah.
Almost. It's the same thing with Tom Hanks. I don't believe Tom Hanks is Mr. Rogers, just like I wouldn't believe, like, Denzel. Like, if Denzel made a Malcolm X movie now, I'd be like, that's just Denzel. But you still love it. It's still so much fun, and it's so emotional. He still got it.
Oh, he's got it.
Doesn't matter how many Equalizer movies he's done. He's still got it.
Hey, sometimes you got to cash a paycheck, and it's okay.
So we've got a list.
Well, yeah.
These aren't even like our best of lists. These are legit just lists of his movies.
But I think he didn't really get his big break until Glory.
Yeah.
Glory is like the thing that put him on the map.
Well, and that's a movie too with like Matthew Broderick, who had been in a ton of stuff, and it has Morgan Freeman, and it's got all these big actors, and the only thing you can talk about is Denzel.
I know. And it's like everyone, I guarantee everyone saw this in school first.
Raise your hand if you saw it in civics class. Raise your hand if you've watched it multiple times in school.
Yeah, when the substitute teacher came in and was looking through the VHSs, it's like, well, Glory's here.
Oh, am I in a math class or his Glory? There we go.
But Glory is like, I mean, he got nominated for an Oscar.
This is his first like big thing.
Yeah. And I mean, he'd done like plays and everything. But Glory is just an amazing movie.
When you talk about the best war movies of all time, like everyone's going like Saving Private Ryan, The Patriot for some reason.
What?
You know, they talk about these like insane movies, but like no one talks about Glory. Give Glory its due, okay?
Give Glory.
Glory.
It's a little bit of Glory.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're fine with putting it in our top 10 war movies. Yeah. And this movie blew me away as a kid because Denzel's acting in it is just amazing. He's played like a trumpet player who has like this kind of bad relationship with his wife. This like cemented in an early age like, wow, Denzel is just an amazing actor because he carries that movie. Oh, I think Wesley Snipes is in it as well. And he's like the rival. It's so great. It's a Spike Lee movie.
Malcolm X, I mean,
it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah. After like 20 minutes in the movie, you're like, this is Malcolm X. It's him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Looper. Is like, he's got that weird makeup stuff, but 20 minutes into the movie, you're like, oh, this is young Bruce Willis.
And to me, like, when people bring up Malcolm X, for some reason, the only thing I think about is the poster with Denzel. And I'm like, I know that's wrong of me, like, in a historic sense, but I'm like, that's how big of an impact this movie had.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like he doesn't get his due in that movie. Like, people don't give him credit for that as much either. You know, it's everyone talks about Tom Hanks.
He's the character that changes the most in the movie. I mean, well, Tom Hanks' character has AIDS, so he changes the most. But Denzel plays someone who is sort of like homophobic at the start, and by the time at the end, since he is the lawyer of the guy, he understands like, oh, they're human too. It's like, why would I treat them any differently?
But all we talk about is Tom Hanks.
Well, Tom Hanks crushes it.
I mean, he crushes it, but let's talk about Denzel.
Who also crushes it.
Should we talk about Virtuosity now?
Let's talk about Virtuosity. I have to talk.
Someone brought this up the other day. I heard it on like a podcast. I'm like, oh.
This movie is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've watched it about 10 times.
Wow.
It is a mess. It is terrible, but it's great.
I don't understand. See, this is one of those things I'm like, was the script just great? Was he promised something? Because you don't go from Malcolm X and Glory and then do something like Virtuosity.
But if you don't know what Virtuosity is, let me just paint a picture for you. I don't remember the plot that much. What I do know is that Russell Crowe is a computer program which Denzel Washington, I think he's like a prisoner or something. They're like training inside this program to like become like, I can't even remember. The plot is so stupid. It doesn't matter. Russell Crowe breaks out of the program. He's just his computer program who can respawn himself basically and like regrow his wounds. It makes no sense. So they let Denzel free and he has to chase him down. The graphics are bad, the writing is bad, but it's hilarious. Denzel tries his best. Russell Crowe tries his best. This is a young Russell Crowe too. And it's just, oof. I can't recommend it enough because of how bad it is.
And I love the idea. I love the plot. I love Denzel. I love John Goodman.
I know where you're going.
We're going Fallen.
Woo! Time is on my side.
This guy, he is on death row. He is killed, executed. And Denzel, he's the cop who kind of put him behind bars and did all the casework. But then people start dying.
In a similar way to how the serial killer was
in
killed.
a similar way to how the guy did it. And so then Denzel's like, man, that's weird. Turns out.
Exact reaction.
Turns out the murderer's spirit is then jumping, like, or first he's in, I think, like one person who's doing the murdering. And then you find out that he is then jumping to like other people.
Yeah, through just like simple like contact.
Touching. Yeah. Oh, and it's the ending. Oh gosh.
It's a good movie buried in a bad movie.
Yes, it is, but it's so much fun. It's like
Azazel.
Yeah. Yes.
The demon's name.
My dad goes, "Have you ever seen Fallen?" I was like, "No." I'm telling you, like Denzel is your dad's favorite actor. If you didn't watch this movie, if you grew up in the 90s into the 2000s, if you didn't watch Remember the Titans at least 30 times while you were in school, you didn't go to a school in America.
Or if you're on a high school football team in 2002 and you didn't watch us before a game started, who even are you?
If you're a Ryan Gosling fan and you've never seen Remember the Titans, you're not a real Ryan Gosling
Exactly.
fan. This movie, and he is so great in it too. Like he rides this line of like he's mean, but he's also inspiring. And there's so many great moments of like, to me, like when I think about Denzel, this is like it seems like he is that kind of person in real life. Like he can be tough, but he can be moving. And there's that scene where he gives a speech about like first in the graveyard, and then I always remember the part when he's like, I had like 11 brothers and sisters growing up, and I was the only one who had to take care of them. And he's like, you had 11 brothers and sisters. He's like, I had like 3 brothers and sisters. It's just such a good movie, and it's like it's family friendly. Come on.
To go from one hit to the next hit, Training Day. I mean, come on.
Probably.
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie. This may be the most quoted Denzel. Right? It's only for one.
This is the most Denzel movie ever, because he is just peak like acting.
Yeah.
Like just killing it.
He's somehow like going too far, like going so far, but also so like it's just so perfect too. It's like
well, it's also like
it's over the top, but it's never over the top.
And it's also I would say it's probably not. It's a version of Denzel we hadn't seen in his acting.
Yeah.
You got to play a bad guy, and man. This crooked cop is crooked.
But he's so cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
But he's bad.
Spoiler alert, when he gets shot up at the end, he has like this huge speech. I already referenced it, but King Kong does not have anything.
On Training Day.
On Training Day.
Maybe, I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite Denzel movie.
It's up there. I mean, I like all the ones that we've mentioned so far, even Virtuosity. But Inside Man is, the way it subverts the idea of a bank robbery is just a masterclass in filmmaking.
And it doesn't even really feel, I mean, there's Spike Lee things in it, much like Black Klansman, but it doesn't feel, it's like really, I think, a time where he kind of stepped outside and he was like, I'm just going to make this cool movie. It's so good.
And it's so good. And Denzel's the reason. He's the cop investigating the bank robbery, trying to figure out what's going on. But him and Clive Owen battling against each other.
If you haven't seen, like, this is a movie I love showing like people who've never seen it because it's so good.
And you don't even have to say anything about what the movie's about.
Yeah.
You just say it's a bank robbery.
Yeah, and you just put it in, and you just like, and then it's a movie like you watch other people watching, like.
Yeah, and then it happens, and you're like,
see?
woo! Woo!
You have Fences, which that was kind of, it's a confusing moment because everyone thought he's back. He's
Yeah.
back, guys. Denzel, he's back. He's acting. He's kind of a jerk in that. He's a huge jerk in the movie,
Yeah.
actually. His character's ridiculous. And then he's like, no. I'm going to make the Equalizer too. We're like, Denzel!
But with Fences, he did the play first
Yeah.
and then signed on to do the movie.
Yeah.
I think he's probably also a producer on that.
I could tell you, but I only printed off the acting section of his IMDb page.
Well, I got it. It says also producer.
Oh, cool. There you go.
And director, I think. Hold on.
No, he's not the director, is he?
Yeah, so it says also
Oh my
director.
gosh. Guys, we have just talked about Denzel so much.
We basically named every movie.
We pretty much went through his whole, and not everything, because then people are they're gonna be like, well, they didn't mention this one.
Yeah.
And we've talked about him so much that we ran out of space on the memory card.
Yeah, we literally filled up the memory card for the first time ever. Denzel is the actor you want to emulate if you want to be an actor. If you're watching this, you're going through your YouTube, if you're up at 3 a.m. at night going through Denzel stuff and you land on us, just go watch more Denzel clips. We're a brief detour in your Denzel streaming.
Go Inside Man first, because he's a good guy. Then you go Training Day.
Bring him a bad guy.
Make him a bad guy. Then you go Remember the Titans, and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And then if you're like, I need one more, you watch Fallen.
Yeah. Or Virtuosity.
Virtuosity.
Un esercito di prodi da me.
Yeah.
He's back.
And director, I think.